worst possible thing you can do as a woman is dating a guy that talks bad about his ex.
A man will and can never feel intimidated or insulted by a woman that he's not attracted to or no longer attracted to. And I'm going to explain why this makes sense later. By the way, if he ever insists or tells you to tell him about the worst part of the men that you've ever been with, he's pretty much given himself the excuse to talk about his ex as well. If he really liked you, it's not benefiting him knowing the worst part of your history if it just so happens to be going well. The only time he would do that is if he needs to give himself an exit. Now, the way that men act when they're in the presence of their it girl, due to their high abundance of principles and logic, they can paper shred the past out of their mind completely if they truly wanted to, especially for women that they no longer find use for. If his exes still exist with negative connotation within the context of the conversation, there's still traces of feelings there. Because even your homegirls knows what a man not caring looks like. You ever be in that scenario where one of your homegirls is like, man, he was so nice to me at one point, but now he's just so mean and short. If you linking up with a man or a man is meeting a John at dinner, they often formulate a very indifferent idea of you once they meet you. And that idea could either become jeopardized to the point of you only hearing about them every other 3 months, or you not hearing about them at all after the dinner date. Or it becomes better. There's no in between to it. The moment that he starts mentioning his ex unsolicited or in a negative connotation, just know that he's dismissing himself. He lost interest in you halfway through, and the woman that no longer exists in his life, he has more of an interest in that. He's mentioning his ex so much because he's getting you warmed up to hearing it more. If you're there due to her absence, he has to get you there one way or another. And if you ask about her and he's still willing to tell you all of the bad things, you're doing half the work for him. Some of y'all may think that you're consoling him. 9 times out of 10, a man will never feel spite or feel insulted by a woman he's not attracted to or would ever sleep with. A woman he finds unattractive right now can call him every name in the book and it won't even bother him. You know why? Because he's not attracted to her. They can only really feel offended by women they still insist on doing things with. Because 9 times out of 10, the way that this man perceives it in their vivid yet simple mind, it's like, how dare I like this woman that thinks all of these negative things about me? But above all, for them, it's golden rule 101 to just not mention other women around other women of interest. See, they realize that some of y'all are just good listeners. And some of y'all were chosen to just be good listeners. And many of y'all good listeners can tolerate a lot. And I know some of y'all women feel bad about y'all past, but please hold back from sharing it so easily. Because this type of guy is out to seek you. He wants you to overshare. So by the time that y'all can both kiki about how terrible both your past is, he's transitioning into the guy that you used to be with. Men who know what they want don't usually gossip about women they dislike. They only gossip about the woman that left a long-lasting impression on them. In many cases, she was actually the one that got away. He's just trying to find a piece of her inside of you. And you just so happen to be the most convenient face while eating this conversation up.